want to know a little bit more about my ultimate fly rig? All right, let's talk a little more about it. Part 2 of the ultimate fly rig. So I mentioned in the part 1, we can put a little thing up here that points to that. I mentioned that I generally run this radio out, line 6 HX Stomp, out to the house. I run the through back to a cabinet that the venue may have, so the house cabinet. I don't really care if the cab sim is on the amp modeler. It sounds fine to me for my personal monitoring. We're generally not miking that cabinet. You might get a little bit of bleed through depending on the size of the venue, but if anything, it has only enhanced the sound for me. So you're generally not going to run this into an amp and then a cabinet, although I have had to do that. But what I use as a solution for an amp for modeling, which I carry in my carry-on bag, as I discussed in the first vlog. This is the Seymour Duncan 170, Stage 170. This is a great unit. It's surprisingly powerful for the size of it. And I actually use this when we're touring regionally. I will use this also with my cabinet combo if I'm not bringing this guy up here. So it's all situational. But this guy's wonderful. Anyway, run this out to the cabinet. Side note on this unit, there's pluses and minuses to everything. When you are traveling internationally, you need to check all of your gear for the power ratings, and learn this lesson the hard way. We were touring in Asia, I believe, and we went from Japan to Thailand. Japan has power rating of 110, I believe, and I think Thailand is 240. Could be wrong. 240, 260, 240. So anyway, we checked all of our gear. There's a lot of pieces, everything from our rig gear all the way to laptops, everything else, and everything seemed to be from 100 to 260 or 110 to 240. Everything seemed to work fine in the regions that we were traveling in. Thought we checked everything. First gig in Thailand, I plugged this guy in, and it angered both Odin and Thor. It angered them that I hadn't checked the voltage rating on this. I don't know why they don't make this rated like everything else from 110 to 240 or whatever, but it is not. It's like 100 to 120 rated, I think. And when I plugged the 240 into it, Thor shot lightning bolts out of every little hole in this thing. Significantly, a lightning bolt came out right here where the S is. These little holes, I guess. It's cooling holes. Came out of the sides too. And I was holding it. So I'm holding it like this, and I plug this in. Lightning shot out of it. I don't know how high it went. It blinded me. And the venue all stopped, and everybody turned and looked to see if I was all right, because it sounded like, literally like lightning had gone off inside the building. The noise was very loud, and it blew this guy up. I did send this back to Seymour Duncan. I also asked them if they could just go ahead and could I pay for an upgrade or something to get this rated, travelable, internationally travelable to 100 to 260. They said they cannot. They can do it one way or the other. So I repaired this back to the 110, 120 rating. And so this also outlines the importance of having a really good power converter with you. So I carry that in here if it is necessary. In that instance, I did run the out of this into a house amp. I think it was a Marshall. And I put it on the clean and then ran into the cabinet. I did use it for monitoring from the back that evening on the stage. We did have wedges in the front, but I did use it that night. And it was fine. It worked out for the remainder of the tour, doing it that way. But yeah, check your power voltage and amp ratings on everything before you plug in when you're traveling. So I think that was the last bit that I wanted to discuss on the Ultimate Fly Rigs. Again, this thing is a personal size item, fits under my seat. This is my carry-on. If I had to check it, I would feel more comfortable than checking this. So thanks for checking this out. I'm Brian. This is QUORVLOG coming at you from the ice cave. Later.